This is a short play written and narrated by Carol Butler, and it's meant to bring a little Christmas cheer to the people I care for and the people that don't know me yet. Jackie's voice and accent has really been distorted just to make it clear who's speaking. My apologies to myself for having done that. Entitled, Asleep Before Midnight. Older single sister Jackie has come home for Christmas to her parents' home in South Carolina and has been out shopping with younger sister Sarah on Christmas Eve when she notices in a panic what time it is.
Sarah, we've got to get back to the house.
Relax, John's done in from the drive. He's got the kids. I'm finally free for a little adult hot chocolate chit-chat. Let's just...
No, we have to leave. Look at that clock. It's already 9:38.
So, you're 37 years old. You're off curfew, Jackie. For goodness sakes, we hardly ever have time to talk anymore. Just you and me. It's Christmas Eve.
Exactly. Why I must get in bed. And don't goodness sakes me. Gives me the willies.
You never go to bed before 1 a.m. if you can help it. What's the matter with you?
I know, but I must take Excedrin PM, maybe a Valium or NyQuil. All I got on me is Dramamine.
You're not sick, but then I'll go with Ditzy Dame concept.
You don't understand. I must be asleep by midnight.
Or what? Santa won't come, or you turn into a pumpkin?
You want me to ruin it for your kids?
Now here we go. I thought you were over this ridiculous fixation. Every Christmas Eve, our entire lives, you've sweated bullets. You're an anxiety attack waiting to explode.
And you're acting like you don't know why.
Overexcitement about the presents? Or are you dreading eating everyone's food contribution for Christmas dinner? Last year, you were quite the embarrassment.
I don't have a problem with the food. It's just usually not edible.
You got caught spitting every bite in a napkin last year.
No one would ever have known had the napkin not fallen apart. Damn midget Christmas cocktail napkins.
Those were the napkins I bought.
Oh, right, the ones that said, save Santa a trip, be naughty tonight.
Oh my, you remember the phrase on a napkin.
Yeah, your children asked me what it said, and I told them it said Green Pea Depository.
You were sitting at the children's table. You're just lucky it wasn't my persimmon pudding. Grandmother will never forgive you.
Well, it wasn't natural. Cranberry boiled, custard slopped over, gingerbread spiked fruitcake. I was going to be spiced to death or get alcohol poisoning. I didn't recognize the thing I was eating.
Couldn't you just enjoy the fruits of others' labor for one meal?
I don't put things in my mouth that I can't distinguish from my rock collection.
So even as you sound ridiculous, you're telling me it's not a food anxiety problem.
Please, Sarah, I've got to get home.
I brought you here for some hot chocolate. Now you sit, drink, and then we'll go. Compromise. It's what the Brennan family does.
This will be a big mistake.
2 hot chocolates, please.
Confess, or I'll keep you up all night, Jackie. Well, when did you become so insensitive?
Why, haven't I noticed you're crazy? Tell me what the deal is now.
All right, but you'll laugh.
Well, what's new about that?
If I'm not asleep by midnight, Santa won't show. My entire life has been a race to be asleep this one night of the year, so no one would blame me when they found a lump of coal in their stocking or worse, nothing.
You've got to be kidding. Ma'am, can you take your dog to another table, please? This is the narrator apologizing for a dog audio bomb, but we will not apologize again for it throughout the rest of this story.
Look, while you and everyone on the block was giddy on Christmas Eve, even willing to go to bed early to make Christmas come faster, I was busy exhausting myself.
That's right, I remember. You hula hooped for 2 hours one year, and the year you made me ride my bike in the snow until my face nearly froze. All because you couldn't sleep?
Well, I still can't. Santa has made me an insomniac. I lay awake knowing he can't come until I'm asleep.
Well, hey, Lala girl, 37 years old, woman not child, he's not coming to see you.
No, but this year's the first year we've all been back at Mother's on Christmas Eve. You usually arrive late on Christmas at your kids'. He'll know I know he's coming, and he'll...
You're totally irrational, Jackie. Oh, look, hot chocolate.
Let me tell you something, Sarah. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, good or bad. Oh, and you have to be good for goodness sake and all that crap. My God, he's a big brother.
Have you considered psychiatric help?
Now, don't belittle me. 12 years of understanding a strange man is entering your house after midnight, and Mom and Dad don't seem to be in the least bit worried that he's roaming about, checking to make sure I'm asleep before leaving presents. The pressure.
Come on, Jackie, you saw the price tags on some of the gifts. What'd you think? Santa's elves ran out of time and just happened to go to the local mall?
Well, apparently, you never discussed this with Mother. She told me those were from last year's presents. They were going to be left at the toy store pre-tagged with suggested retail pricing. At the last minute, Santa decided I was still good enough, even though I'm not sure he was convinced I was asleep, because I wasn't.
So you didn't worry about your being naughty and causing a no-show?
You know how friggin' good I am? My list was always short and cheap. I didn't want to give the old fella another reason to skip our house.
Well, that's a relief. Jackie, we didn't have a working chimney. That really should have given it away.
Now don't say it. You'll be heard. You think I didn't think of that?
Oh, this'll be good. What did she say?
Well, you must think I'm pretty stupid, Sarah. Not only did we not have a passable chimney, but the reindeer could not possibly land on this steep roof without falling off.
I'm just mesmerized.
Mother explained that naturally, since people live in different climates like the desert and some in tents, that there was another means of travel, the helicopter.
And the reindeer just fit in it.
Oh, don't patronize me. Of course not. He'd leave them somewhere to rest. Come on, flying all night, dragging a load of toys all over the world. That's heavy stuff, sister.
I can see you need some help.
Also, he made magical entrances. That's the thing. He could be a wisp of smoke trickling under a crack in the window. One year I saw Dad drink the milk and eat the cookies I'd left for Santa. I knew we were doomed that Christmas.
So what'd you do? Because I know you did something.
Well, I did the only thing I could think of. I left reindeer food out instead. They're vegetarians, you know.
No, wait a minute. You were the one who left the green bean casserole out Mother fixed? You know you made Dad wonder if she had early Alzheimer's forgetting to put it in the fridge?
Well, it was gone the next morning.
Of course it was. I handled it.
Santa gave it to his reindeer.
I chucked it down the garbage disposal.
You just don't get it, Sarah. I'm protecting your children by being vigilant about being asleep. I'm doing this for you.
I just cannot get over your paranoia. How did this happen?
Now, Grandmother taught me all about Santa and what my friends called the urban legend the night before Christmas.
You're convinced that if you're not back at the house and asleep before midnight, that my children won't be visited by Santa Claus. Is that right?
You just haven't had the epiphany I've had. I know for sure. And for that reason, we must finish this and get me in bed and asleep before midnight.
And what, might I ask, was your epiphany? Now I'm really concerned about you, Jackie.
I knew the meteorologist tracking Santa was a publicity stunt with fancy graphics. I knew the imposters were at the malls. That's why I mailed my list. But no one can ever take away the Christmas Eve when I was 9 years old.
I'm holding my breath.
I've never shared this with anyone.
And based on what all you've told me tonight, I'd wager it's a good thing, Jackie.
I'd almost drifted off into sleep when I was startled by the jingling outside my window. He'd come, and I was conscious. My heart was pounding in my chest. I tried holding my breath. I tried to quiet it. I wondered if children snored. I admit I panicked. I pulled the cover over my head and prayed he wouldn't pull it down and expose my pretense.
You're saying this event was your epiphany? This particular event ruined your life?
No, this event convinced me I had an obligation, and I'd not been so still, hidden shamelessly beneath the cover. All of Christmas would have been ruined for me, and more especially for you. My God, Sarah, you're my younger sister. I love you. I'd never intentionally hurt you or cause you deprivation because I couldn't sleep.
Oh, good Lord, I need to tell you something.
Well, let me finish first. The next morning I went out and there, in the snow, tiny reindeer feet and large footprints. He'd been at my window. He probably seeped right in, and I'd fooled him once. I just didn't want your kids punished because I'm here tonight. I think Santa knew.
Jackie.
I'm serious. And in his infinite compassion for children, I think he really must give a large leeway between naughty and nice and still deliver presents.
Stop. I have to tell you. It was me that night. I was outside your window that night jingling bells. It was me. I got Dad's shoes and I made the reindeer tracks. I ruined your life. Oh my God, Jackie, you're a basket case 'cause of me.
You? You did that? Why would you do that?
I was a kid. I thought it'd be fun if you could for one Christmas just chill out and not worry he wasn't coming 'cause you were awake. I thought once you realized he'd come, regardless of whether you're asleep or awake, that you'd just sleep. Also, you wouldn't try to exhaust us both every Christmas Eve. I'm so sorry, Jackie. I thought I'd put an end to your fear.
I'm getting up. Well, I know you weren't trying to hurt me. You were trying to help me. I understand. You love me too.
Well, let me give you a hug. Can you forgive me? I've inadvertently kept you awake, it appears for years, for nothing.
Well, it hasn't been for nothing. I've come to love the night, the stars, the stillness. And I swear, Sarah, I've heard jingling over the years. You've kept me childlike, and I guess that's nothing to sneer at.
So you're not going to hate me and feel I've ruined your entire illusion?
Illusion? Listen, just 'cause you imitated Santa doesn't mean he's not going to continue to keep me up at night. We were both awake, and then we weren't that evening. He came later. And we are rushing home now, and you better hope we get to sleep in time.
Okay, I've got Lunesta. We'll drink some warm milk.
Well, as long as it's chocolate.
And I have this great music on my iPod for relaxation. One's called Be Here Now. Think that'll work for you?
Well, and there's always the Sheep Squad.
The things we do for children.
I love you, Sarah.
And I have the most wonderful stories to tell you tonight.
Well, I don't recall you being very imaginative.
Nope, I'm a total bore, actually. You'll probably fall asleep immediately. The children always do.
Well, let's hurry. I've just realized that clock is stuck at 9:38. So we're in the twilight zone, and you better board me fast.
I'll race you to the car. And thus ends Asleep by Midnight by Carol Butler. And of course it's copyrighted, and Santa Claus will get you if you share it with anybody and not give me credit. Merry Christmas, and to all a great night's sleep.